Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series, and today's quest is the 7th level, which is the second scenario in the Khazad-dûm Deluxe expansion. A quick reminder that in this series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest release. And I'm calling this deck If It Ain't Broke. There's just an old saying in America, in the South, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if something's working, just let it be. And honestly, the deck for Into the Pit, you could just transfer it, just take that exact same deck and do well in the 7th level. I've made an adjustment in that we're using Barivore instead of Eowyn, mainly because of her synergy with Book of Mizarble. And then that changes the composition just a little bit. We don't have, Test of Will. We don't have Ancient Matham or Dwarven Tomb. But we are using Denethor and Thalon again. If they work well on Into the Pit, they work even better in this quest. They're crucial, I think, for the 7th level. Usually this plays quicker than the first quest in the box, the Into the Pit. This one's usually a few less rounds. And so let's get to the quest and see how we do. Okay, our opening hand is good because we already have Steward of Gondor, and then due to the fact that we can get more lore resources, we can play Rivendell Minstrel pretty quickly, so we could get a Song of Kings easily if needed, but we might even just draw into it. All right, I just ordered my cards there, and now let's look at setup for Search for the Chamber. You are investigating the 7th level of Moria, searching for the Chamber of Records and any sign of Balin's colony. In the heavy twilight of a hall, a bulky tome is discovered in the grip of a dwarf skeleton. You carefully take possession of the book. Perhaps it will give you some answers. Setup: search the encounter deck for Book of Mizarble and have the first player attach it to a hero of his choice. We're going to put that on Barivore, and this is what I mean by her having synergy with Book of Mizarble. Look at the bottom of the card there. Attached hero cannot attack. Not a big deal. We would normally want her to draw cards and potentially defend, and she does not exhaust to commit to a quest. And so Barivore will quest with her 2 willpower, which is good, and then she'll stay ready for us, maybe to defend, but hopefully to use her action to draw 2 cards, so she is even better with Book of Mizarble. So if you attach Book of Mizarble to Denethor, for instance, then you don't want to exhaust him during planning phase, and so it's not really a good card for him, and he's only contributing 1 willpower. Same thing with Thalon. It's nice that he'd be pretty good because he'd be ready, but Barivore has the same stat line, 2/2/4, but she has the option of defending and drawing a card. So it's the best hero, I think, at this point in the progression for Book of Mizarble is Barivore. So that's why she's included instead of Eowyn. All right, so that's it for setup. Setup's way easier on this quest than Into the Pit. I did neglect to mention there's an action to exhaust a hero to claim Book of Mizarble. If it's ever discarded, then you can take that action. It's added to the staging area instead of discarded, and then you have to exhaust a hero to claim Book of Mizarble. There is a treachery that can cause us, if it comes out during setup, to discard an attachment we control, and so we would lose Book of Mizarble if that came out. Okay, we have to make 15 progress to advance. The dwarven runes of the book appear to hold a detailed record of the fledgling colony, but there is some elvish script at the end which seems out of place. When revealed, reveal 1 encounter card per player and add it to the staging area. All right, that card's going to be Goblin Tunnels. All right, it does have a forced effect. If it's in the staging area, goblins, when they're revealed, you would remove a progress token from the current quest card. All right, so we're in the resource phase here. Let's use Denethor's action. Exhaust him to look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may move that card to the bottom of the deck. Okay, we don't want to do that. We want him to interplay for sure. And then I think I've got a choice here. I can save my resources in order next round to play Rivendell Minstrel, but I think I'm going to go ahead and play Gleowine. Let's just do that. We're going to exhaust Gleowine to draw a card, and see there's a Song of Kings. So I don't have to get Song of Kings using Rivendell Minstrel as long as I have a lot of card draw. Okay, so we're going to quest with Bearvor and Thalon. Bearvor does not exhaust to commit to the quest because of Book of Mizarble. And we reveal Goblin Archer, who is damaged by Thalon, and he just leaves play. So this is where Thalon is any quest where you have 1 health enemies, you might want to consider using Thalon. It depends on what they are. It's not worth it for like Eastern Crows, but Goblin Archer, definitely a good thing to just have a free round here. We made 1 progress. If there had been progress on Search for the Chamber, this forced effect would have removed it. There wasn't any. Now let's travel to Goblin Tunnels because we want to get it. We want to get that forced effect out of staging. Let's exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards. So definitely a good first couple of rounds. Things can go a little rougher. You can have more combat initially, but this deck has pretty good solutions for all the early combat. Drawn a card with Galeowine, and we'll need to wait around to put a Song of Kings onto Denethor. I don't want to use Thalon's resources for any purpose other than spending them on tactics, so I can live without spending any resources for a round here. Okay, let's exhaust Denethor to reveal what's coming. It's Goblin Tunnels. I really should have left Galeowine ready in case it was something that I buried and then like maybe Cave Troll comes out, although I think that its engagement's higher than our threat, but still I would have needed a chump, so that was maybe not the best thing to have exhausted Galeowine before using Denethor's action. But as things stand, not a big deal. Let's quest without exhausting Bearvor and Thalon, and we reveal Goblin Tunnels, and we make a progress on the active quest, active location. Okay, drawing 2 cards with Bearvor. And now refresh, next round. Okay, we're going to spend a resource from Bearvor's pool to put Song of Kings onto Denethor. He now has a leadership resource icon, so we can now pay for this Steward of Gondor, exhaust that, and he gets those 2 resources right back. We're going to use his action before we exhaust Galeowine. Okay, Goblin Scout. So it says each player with a threat of 25 or higher cannot optionally engage Goblin Scout, but I'm not really worried about my threat, so that means he's going to stay in staging, and I'm fine with that. Let's draw a card with Galeowine. So we have 3 lore resources. Let's go ahead and put out, since we don't have Unexpected Courage yet, we need to get Hinnemarth out. That way we can look at the top card at the end of, like after questing, after staging, we could do that and just use Denethor's action more efficiently. Okay, we're going to quest with Thalon. Bearvor, who won't exhaust, will leave Hinnemarth ready. We reveal Goblin Tunnels, and he's damaged by Thalon. And because there is a Goblin Scout, because there's a Goblin Tunnels in the staging area, we remove a progress token from the current quest. Okay, and our threat goes up by 2. We'll draw 2 cards with Bearvor. And we will exhaust Hinnemarth to look at the top card of the encounter deck. It's Cave Troll. We'll want to get rid of Cave Troll next round. We'll exhaust Steward of Gondor here. So actually it might be kind of fun to show you how I can deal with Cave Troll. Well, no, I don't have sneak attack yet. Let's see. Let me draw a card with Galeowine. Yeah. So I'm going to bury Cave Troll. What's his threat? Or engagement? 33, yeah. Let's exhaust Denethor to bury Cave Troll. If I had a sneak attack, I could deal with Cave Troll this round, but I don't. So no worries. Let's go ahead and put into play a Rivendell Minstrel. After you play Rivendell Minstrel from your hand, search your deck for 1 song card and add it to your hand. I think I have just 1 song card left. I've drawn all of them. Yeah, the 3rd copy of Song of Kings. All right, that's just a little bit of deck thinning there. Okay, we will go ahead and spend a resource from Denethor's pool to put a Song of Travel onto him. So now he has Song of Kings and Song of Travel. He can pay for leadership and spirit. Let's go ahead and put an Unexpected Courage on him, ready him, and use his action again. Watchful Eyes. All right, I guess I could just not, yeah, we'll just not send Thalon on the quest. We'll just quest with Barivore. Okay, we reveal Watchful Eyes. First player attaches Watchful Eyes to one of his heroes, and if that hero is exhausted at the end of the combat phase, reveal one card from the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. We'll attach that to Thalon. And and I meant to also quest with Rivendell Minstrel. So our threat goes up by 1. And we will exhaust Barivore to draw 2 cards. There's a sneak attack. And we'll use Hinamarth's action. Okay, Undisturbed Bones is what's coming next. Refresh next round. Let's draw a card with Gleowine. And let's go ahead and put out a Miner of the Iron Hills. Response: after Miner of the Iron Hills enters play, choose and discard one attachment card from play. We'll discard this one condition attachment from play. This is a condition attachment. We discarded it. Okay, so we have Undisturbed Bones coming out. Let's just use Denethor's action to bury that. I don't want to lose a ally unnecessarily. We'll ready him and do his action again. There's another Undisturbed Bones. I think it's not so bad. We could just allow Hinamarth to take it. I think that's what I'll do. And then I'll just put out Hinamarth again next round. Let's go ahead and put into play a Gondorian Spearman. Yeah, all that looks good. We're going to quest with Thalon, Barivore, Rivendell Minstrel. And I kind of want my threat to get up because I want to get up to 37 so I can engage Goblin Scouts. So I'm kind of not worried too much. In fact, well, whatever. I guess if I want my quest, my threat to get up, why would I be sending everybody on the quest? I could just deal with Goblin Scout this round. But I don't want it to go by 5. Okay, so if I just send Thalon, what if I just send Rivendell Minstrel? There we go. Wait, I just send Barivore, it goes up by 3. There we go. Okay, I'm going to reveal Undisturbed Bones. When revealed, each player must deal X damage to one ally he controls. X is the number of allies he controls. So I'm just going to put that on Hinamarth. I could have done it to Miner of the Iron Hills, but he costs 2. I don't know. That was maybe... Let's undo that. I don't need Miner of the Iron Hills. Let's let him take that. Okay, because the damage dealt would have been X. Number of allies would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But, the overage doesn't go on anybody else. So our threat goes up by 3, which means now that we can engage Goblin Scout. He'll come down during engagement checks. He'll attack, but Gondorian Spearman will damage him, and he leaves play. What was the shadow? Chieftain of the Pit. Always good to see that discarded. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivore. Now, I kind of did something a little out of order. So let's just say that I used Barivore's action during the encounter phase. During the combat, you deal shadow cards, and you have action windows. Then you have enemy attacks. Well, this enemy attacked, and so you decide which enemy is going to attack. Then there's an action window. Then you declare a defender, and there's an action window after that. But this response killed the enemy, and so now there is no more action window after declaring a defender, and so you have to be careful. But I had all kinds of action windows, so I need to probably not be so unclear on that stuff anyway. But I can take all these actions before the enemy actually attacked us. And actually, technically, I should know that because there's no way. Well, I could have used Hinamarth's action after shadow cards were dealt. So yeah, I know what's coming hidden threat. I'll try to do better on that so that it's clear kind of the framework and how it works. Okay, drawing a card with Gleowine. All right, we know what's coming, and it's going to be hidden threat, which just means we're going to have to discard a attachment that we control, which we could discard one of our songs, just the song of spirit, I guess. Song of travel. Okay, maybe it's time to start making some progress here. Let's play another Rivendell Minstrel. I'm not going to do the response because there's no song card in our deck, so I can just decline to do that. All right, so we'll sneak attack Gandalf in at the beginning of questing using Denethor's resource. We'll bring him into play, and rather than lowering my threat, I'll just draw 3 cards. I don't want to have my threat so low that I can't just get rid of the goblin. What are the goblin scouts is what I'm trying to say. All right, we're going to quest. And we'll make some good progress here. We reveal hidden threat. When revealed, each player must raise his threat by 1 for each enemy in the staging area. There aren't any. Then the last player, which is us, discards an attachment he controls. We'll discard this Song of Travel. Okay, and we made 9 progress, so that's 6 and 3 on the current quest. That's it. So that leaves play. And now we'll travel to this Goblin Tunnels. Well, Gandalf came back to our hand, actually. And then we traveled. Okay, and during the action window, during the travel phase, we'll draw 2 cards with Barivor. Hand's getting a little full here. And we'll use Denethor's action as well. Upper Hall, that's fine. Refresh next round. Drawing a card with Galeowine. All right, there's another Unexpected Courage, which is good to see. Let's play Unexpected Courage using Barivor's resource. We'll attach Song of Travel to Denethor. So now he has a spirit resource icon again. We can then be able to put Unexpected Courage onto him. Let's put out this Erebor Hammersmith. When he enters play, we grab the top attachment of the discard pile and add it to our hand. We have to play him from hand for that to work like that. Let's go ahead and put out this Gondorian Spearman. And for now, I think we are good. We'll quest. In fact, before I committed characters, let's go ahead and sneak attack Gandalf in and draw 3 cards. So I did that before committing characters, just made that decision. So, there's obviously the beginning of the quest phase, then the action window where you sneak attack Gandalf in, then you commit characters. I know I had committed characters, but I just sort of am retroactively bringing Gandalf in. Okay, we reveal Upper Hall, which has Doom 2. And we made 9 progress, and so Gandalf helped us to clear this. So 2 progress on the current quest. Goblin Tunnels leaves play. We'll travel to Upper Hall. Gandalf came back to our hand. All right, I guess my favorite action window to sort of declare as the action window where I do all this stuff is travel. Let's draw 2 cards with Barivor. And let's use Denethor's action until we're comfortable with everything, with what's coming. Okay, refresh next round. Drawing a card there. Okay, we will go ahead and put out another Erebor Hammersmith. Do I have any attachments in my discard pile? No, so his response doesn't fire. All right, we'll quest, I think, maybe past, I don't know for sure yet if we'll get past it, but we'll make 9 progress. Yeah, that's not enough quite yet. We'll get past this stage next round. Okay, that's it. We'll reveal Goblin Swordsman, 1 damage on him because of Thalon. 8 progress means 4 on the current quest, and Upper Hall is explored. Goblin Swordsman, and we'll defend with Gondorian Spearman, and he is defeated. What was the shadow? Plundered Armory. Okay, during the, again, I fudged it. Okay, so we're in combat. We deal a shadow card. Then we need to do Bearvor's action. I need to get in a better habit of doing all that right. Now I can use Denethor's action during the action window after dealing shadow cards. It'll be fun to show you how Cave Troll can be dealt with, so I'll leave him. And now Gondorian Spearman is going to destroy Goblin Spearman. Okay, refresh next round. Almost drawn our entire hand here. Let's go ahead and put our third Rivendell Minstrel into play. And our third, where's he at? Erebor Hammersmith. No attachments in our discard pile. Okay, we're going to quest and make the necessary progress to advance, I'm sure. Not quite yet, unless I... Oh yeah, these guys. I was like, I thought so. 12 minus 4 is going to be 8, which will be enough. Okay, we reveal Cave Troll, and we made 8 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cleared, search for the chamber. Okay, the fate of Balin. You have discovered the chamber. Before you lies the resting place of Balin, last lord of Moria. The final portion of the book tells the grim tale. Balin was slain in the Dimrill Dale, and the dwarves were then trapped in the mines. It seems as if there are no survivors. You stand silently by his tomb, but cannot tarry. Orc war cries and horns sound close. You leave the cumbersome book as a testament to the dwarves' valor, and prepare to fight your way out, lest Balin's fate becomes your own. Okay, when revealed, remove the Book of Mizarbul from the game. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I'll just move it to set aside. All right, and it says if the players defeat this stage, they win the game. There's this forced effect at the end of the staging step. Reveal the top X cards of the encounter deck, adding all enemies to the staging area. And you would discard the other revealed cards without resolving them. X is the number of players in the game. Okay, so we were in quest resolution, so we're not at the end of staging, so that doesn't fire. So now let's go ahead and just during this action window in quest resolution, let's draw 2 cards. Next round, during the resource phase, we will have drawn our whole hand. All right. And he was damaged by Thalon when he was revealed. Now we're going to engage Cave Troll. He's going to get a shadow card. During the action window, after dealing shadow cards, I'm going to sneak attack Gandalf in. And he's going to put 4 damage on Cave Troll with his response. And now I'll defend with a Goblin Spearman. When I do, there's a response. After Gondorian Spearman is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. It doesn't quite kill Cave Troll, but I am going to play this card during the action window after declaring a defender. After character is declared as a defender, it's actually a response. Deal 2 damage. So I'm going to play one of these Swift Strikes and put 2 damage on Cave Troll. He goes to the victory display. You can do 2 responses off 1 trigger. Okay, and I shouldn't be doing Denethor's action. Again, I should have done Denethor's action after dealing shadow cards. I've got to do better on that. I've always sort of known, okay, that's what's coming. I know that's true. I don't worry about it, but it's not clear. If you're learning the game and you watch me, you might be really confused. So I'm going to try to do better. Might take me a couple of playthroughs to remember to just do things in the correct order. Okay, let's play this third Unexpected Courage. No reason to keep drawing cards with Bearvor. We know what's coming out. It's Goblin Spearman. And if it's another enemy that comes out, we're good. Let's go ahead and pay 2 resources. In fact, we don't need another Unexpected Courage. Let's not do that. So he has 2 more resources. Let's play all 3 Protector of Lorians. Let me go back in case I don't want to have done the wrong thing with resources. I'm going back here. Sorry for... Okay. Sorry, exhausted Steward of Gondor. Okay, here's what we have. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we should have 1 resource left on Denethor. We'll put all 3 Protector of Lorians onto Denethor. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play Gandalf from our hand and lower our threat by 5. All right, we're going to quest with Thalin, Barivor, Denethor. We'll ready Denethor with Unexpected Courage after. Well, you commit all at once. So we'll do the action after committing. We're just committing everybody. And now during the action window after committing, we'll ready Denethor. And now we're in staging. And we'll need to remember this forced effect. Okay, so we reveal Goblin Spearman. And he's damaged by Thalin. And so it says here forced at the end of the staging step. So that would be after the action window. So during this action window, let's take some actions. We've done staging, then an action window, then this forced effect. We want to take this action, and I have 3 copies of it. So I can do this 3 times. Discard a card from your hand to give attached hero +1 willpower until the end of the phase. Limit is 3 times per phase. So I can do that for all 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So I boosted my willpower by 9. So I should be at 28, I think. Okay, so that was the action window after staging, and now there's the force effect at the end of the staging. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Add all enemies to the staging area. Okay, that is not an enemy, so that's discarded, and we made 26 progress at the beginning of quest resolution. We quested successfully. We placed the progress, and there we go. We won the quest. After the players defeat this stage, they win the game. So that is it. I usually win this. It feels like in about 9 or 10 rounds. This is a pretty normal playthrough. There are times where during setup I would get like Goblin Spearman. He's not damaged by Thalin, so Gondorian Spearman can't do anything about him. Then he comes out, and I might defend with Barivor, which means I have less card draw. And then maybe he has this shadow effect. Add Goblin Spearman. So you suddenly become overrun with all these pretty low. They're enough to be dangerous, but you can't take these undefended. Goblin Swordsman's the same thing. So that can be kind of precarious if the opening is like that. But I've won it, and it's really fun when it happens. It's fun to try to do things in the right order. But Swift Strike saves our bacon a lot of times, or Feint, and even Sneak Attack Gandalf. Maybe even an early Vassal of the Windlord. But I'd say probably the biggest problem with this deck is that sometimes we need more tactics resources at the beginning of the game than we have access to. But it doesn't make sense to do Song of Battle because it's very easy to not have Song of Battle initially. But that's it. That's the quest, and I hope you enjoy that and that you'll join me next time. Hope you have a great day. Bye.